Hey guys, welcome back to Your Champion Body YouTube channel with me, Ron Williams. Listen, last week we talked about the calves and the complexity of building the calf. So many different elements that are involved, like the calf bone, how long the tibia and the fibia are. You can have a person that's the same height, but their calf bones, which is that tibia and the fibia, can be 2 to 3 inches variation, where one is longer than the other person's. And we have a long muscle, we have a short muscle, we have a medium muscle, we have fiber that's medium, we have fiber that's really thick, and we have fiber that's relatively thin. You know, it's got thin fiber on that muscle group, and it's limited to how it grows. So with all that being said, if you didn't see the video last week, go back and watch it. We're talking about the complexity of the calves. But now we're going to show how to maximize regardless of what type of calf you have. If you have that thick muscle fiber, where you have tremendous amounts of muscle fiber in that calf, much easier for that calf to grow. If you have a high calf with very little muscle fiber there, it limits you, but you can maximize what you have. And that's what I want to show you how to do today. So when you're doing calves, a lot of times they'll tell you to turn your feet in or out to hit the calf from a different angle. That's not going to make a difference. What makes a difference when you're working the calf is whether you're doing a seated calf or a standing calf. Now, the difference between a seated calf or a standing calf, just so we can preface this, is it's whether your knees are bent or your legs are extended, because you actually hit the calf from a different angle. So this would be considered, even though I'm sitting down, my legs are extended, this wouldn't be considered a seated calf, even though I'm sitting, because my knees aren't bent. This would be contingent. It would be the same as if I was standing. It's just because the angle. I want to make sure that as I'm pressing the weight, that I'm not moving out towards the baby toe, but I'm turning my ankles in towards each other, putting all of the pressure on the big toe. That's where the peak contraction comes from. And as I extend towards that big toe, my baby toe actually lifts up, and I'm putting all the pressure. That forces a peak contraction. If I go out to the side, the calf actually relaxes a bit. I never get a peak contraction, but when I roll it in and squeeze, that's where the peak contraction comes from. Now the difference, it'll hit the soleus or the nemius, whether you're sitting or standing. Now, the real kicker is this. You can work that calf and you can make that calf bigger, focusing on the sitting or standing, working the soleus or the nemius, or that dorsiflexor. The dorsiflexor gives a tremendous dimension to the calf itself, as you'll see in the video that we did last week. That dorsiflexor gives tremendous dimension. So with this particular exercise, you want to make sure you extend all the way out, turn it in towards the big toe, and squeeze right there. The second part of the calf raise is make sure you get a full stretch, because you're only going to build that calf in the range of motion that you allow that calf to go in. So if it's a short range of motion, you're limiting the growth of the calf in the lower portion of your calf. Let me show you what I'm talking about. If I get to this position and the weight is too heavy for me to go all the way down, and I stop here and I just do this, you'll see a lot of people do this. My calf is only going to grow in this range of motion. But if I stretch, my calf is feeling the weight at the lower portion of that calf, and I squeeze from there, forcing it in towards the big toe, as I said, and then I stretch it all the way down and squeeze. I'm forcing that whole calf to handle that weight, so the whole calf has to respond to it. Let's go over and let's work the dorsiflexor. Okay guys, here we go. we're gonna work those dorsiflexors. Oh no, that's my biceps, I'm sorry. So we're gonna put them on my feet, just like that. And they're right in the groove, so they'll stay there. I just rigged this up, but I'm gonna come back enough so I can get plenty of resistance. As you see, my body wants to slide the other direction. These are heavy resistance bands. So I'm gonna hold myself here, and I'm gonna stretch, and then contract all the way up, stretch, contract. So with this, my objective here is to really concentrate on this portion of my calf. If I can build this, when you look at my calf from the front, it gives it a third dimension so my calf looks completely different. If this muscle group here, the dorsiflexor, is thin and it's small, then my calf, my entire calf looks small. But if I can build this, I can give another dimension. And my calf is a medium calf, and it has medium muscle fiber. So to make that calf look better and to look bigger, just build that dorsiflexor. I'm gonna do it again. Here we go, stretch. Can you see it working right there? Squeeze at the top, stretch, squeeze, squeeze. Just like that. I want you to give that a try. Tell me what you think. By the way, guys, these resistance bands, they're fairly heavy resistance bands. They're about 65 to 70 pounds of resistance. So, and these are actually RW resistance bands. So if you don't have resistance bands, just check on our website, grab yourself a set, and work those dorsiflexors. God bless you till next time. Coach out.